answering. I have some questions already that I'm going to be answering, but if you have any more, this is a good time to ask them. Anything about cancer, breast cancer treatment, and all that. I'm good. Let's get those questions answered. I don't know why TikTok is looking better than YouTube. I don't know why. Why does it look this way? Hey guys. Please let me know if you have any questions about cancer, breast cancer, any type of cancer. Please drop in the comment section while we wait to see if we will get more people online. I know this is like midday. People are probably at work or something, but and today is Monday. But we're going to go ahead and just do the live. They can watch later on because I really don't have enough time. Wow, okay. Okay. Hi, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. Thank you for joining. Please help me and tap on the screen so that TikTok can push this live to people that need it. By the way, I had alkaline food this morning. I had veggies, so it's a combination of bell pepper, broccoli, onions, and eggs. If you're on TikTok, please can you come over to YouTube? Thank you so much, Osla. I know you're the one there on YouTube. Thank you. Hi, Kuda. Thank you so much for tapping on the screen. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tapping on the screen. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. So I'm just going to continue because I can't keep waiting for people. The essence of going live is to answer some frequently asked questions and then leave it on the page. When people come to my page, they can see it and learn from there. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Vivian. I answer V Manifest on social media, and I was recently declared cancer free. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2024. I found a lump in 2023, and then I was officially diagnosed in 2024. So this is what this life is about. So I'm just going to go right into it. One of the frequently asked questions I usually get is, how did I know I had cancer before I even went to the doctor? So I didn't know that I had cancer before I went to what part of cancer treatment makes your fingernails discolored and the chemo that. So before I answer that question, I'm going to go ahead to say that I didn't know I had breast cancer before I went to the doctor. Instead, I found a lump and then went to the doctor. There are different signs of cancer that one can have. There is the part where you feel a lump, possibly, or a discoloration on the breast, or a dimple. Dimple is like a depression in the breast, or the nipple becomes inverted. if you see an anomaly on your breast, and breast cancer is not only for women, it also happens to men. As long as you have a breast, you are prone to breast cancer, and it can happen at any time. So in my case, it was a lump that I found, and when I went, they checked, and with an ultrasound, they found 2 extra lumps. So in all, I had 3 lumps in one breast. I'm hot. So to answer your question, what part of the treatment makes your nails dark? It is the chemotherapy treatment. Now, the chemotherapy is not very pleasant, and there are a lot of people online that keep talking about how chemotherapy is very dangerous, blah blah blah. But I tell you, I also saw some good parts of chemotherapy. Hold on. So the chemotherapy generally is very stressful. It attacks, sometimes if you have an allergic reaction, you can land in the hospital. It is literally what it is: chemotherapy, chemical treatment through chemical therapy is a pathway. If therapy is a treatment, then chemical, the chemo, is the pathway, which is treatment through chemical, right? So it kind of kills fast replicating cells in your body. Now, the body that where you have fast replicating cells are in your ovaries. Cancer cells itself, because cancer cells, what makes them cancerous is that they keep growing. Your normal cell has its own pace of growing gradually, but the cancer cells grow without control. So it grows abnormally on its own. So they are fast replicating, and that is what chemo targets. Now, other things that has fast growing cells are your ovaries, your skin, your nails, and your hair follicle. Let me explain it. Like I have explained already, cancer cells are fast replicating, right? Your ovaries are always turning up new cells every cycle. That's every month. So that's a fast replicating cell, right? Your skin has a 28-day cycle. So if the skin you have today is not the skin you're going to have in 28 days. Is it 28 or 24 days cycle? The skin you have today is not the skin you're going to have in the next 28 or 24 days time, because your skin is always shedding. That's why when you take your bath, you wash off the top layer, the new ones come out. When you go for chemical peel, you remove the top, and then the new one regenerates. So your skin is always replicating. Please help me and tap on the screen if you're on TikTok, and share with your friends too, because I feel like people can learn a lot from this life. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much, and please help me share this link to people that are around you too, because I feel like this will be beneficial. So like I was saying, your skin keeps replicating cells every day. Your skin keeps bringing out new cells, and chemotherapy attacks fast replicating cells. Another part that you get fast replicating cells is your hair. Remember, your hair is always growing. That means your skin, that means your hair follicle. Thank you so much, nail technician, for the roses. Thank you, guys. Remember, your hair is always growing. That means it's a cell that is always replicating. Chemotherapy will attack it. Another part that also replicates is your nails. Sorry, my nail is bad. I'm trying to remove the artificial. So your nails also grows every time. That's why you keep cutting them and they keep growing. So chemotherapy will also attack it. Now, when chemotherapy attacks it, the reason you see it more on the nails, it's not just the nails you see it on your nails and the tongue. When I was going through treatment, my tongue is pink now. When I was going through treatment, it was dark brown. So it was literally burnt. And the reason it was showing inside my tongue was because any part of your mouth is a softer tissue. It's is made up of mucous lining. So it is softer than the top. You might not see the burn of chemotherapy outside here, but you see it inside. Same with the nails. You see it on the nails because nails are softer, and the actual nail, it's like under the nail is softer, but the actual nail is transparent. So when your skin is burning, you see it on your nail. This is why my tongue turned blue. Yes, it's because your tongue is also part of the skin, right? But it does not shed the way the outer skin sheds. So it was just killing off the cells inside your tongue. But gradually it grows out. But it doesn't replicate as fast as the top skin. So that's why your nails will turn black when you're on chemotherapy treatment. Then another question, I got this question yesterday. Somebody asked me, because I have an implant, and somebody asked me that now that I have an implant, will I be able to breastfeed? I said, why am I talking about breastfeeding when I don't even have a husband and I don't have children? Anyways, people might have this kind of question too. So what happens is, okay, like in my case, I have an implant in one breast, so I can definitely breastfeed with the other breast if I want. But if you lost two breasts at a time, you're not going to be able to breastfeed. So you may have to rely on artificial feeding for your kid. But the main thing is that your life is safe. Because I get people that send me DM saying, Vivian, I'm suspecting I have a growth and I'm scared, or my doctor said I have to get a mastectomy and I don't want to lose my breast. Most times, if we can be sincere with ourselves, the reason we don't want to lose our breasts is because we feel like the other gender might not really find us appealing. But would you rather have somebody find you appealing or lose your life? Which one is it that you want? Because at the end of the day, we are all human beings and none of us can create each other. And I tell you, there is always somebody out there for you, with or without reproductive accessories. Heck, people that are transgender even find love in the other gender, let alone you that is complete feminine, just that some accessories are missing. If worst comes to worst, God will provide, you will work, save up money and go for an implant if it's very important to you, like it was to me, and I asked for an implant instead of going flat. Okay, so I think it's best that we save our lives first. I mean, it's common sense than saying you want to go and take treatment, but you don't want to lose your breast, even after your doctor have advised you to, and then tomorrow you're back to square one, or even lose your precious life because of the other gender that will still leave you at some point and move on to the next person. Doesn't make sense. Then another question, not this one is not a question, but it's something I've seen that is frequent, is amongst us Christians, that we keep shouting, I trust God, blah blah blah. Listen, trusting God doesn't mean that you are stupid. Even God himself gave us a will. According to what my pastor was saying yesterday, he said God does not do anything without your permission. There are some things that if God wants to do, he needs you to say yes before he will do it. So if you think that you have to not go for treatment, you got diagnosed, officially diagnosed with breast cancer, but you want God to take care of it, and you're just sitting in your house when you can go to the hospital. God even gave the intelligence to the doctors, gave the intelligence to the nurses to care for you, gave the intelligence that these medications were produced with, but you'd rather sit at home and be praying and kabashing for something you could have gone to the hospital to take care of. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not even fabricating this. This is literally somebody's situation as of a few months ago. She didn't want to go to the hospital because she wanted to trust God. How does that make sense in any way? Even God himself will tell you to go to the hospital. That is why there is a hospital. The doctors are not demons, they are humans that were blessed with skills from that same God that you're expecting to come down and do miracle. And I think it is our obsession with dramatic miracle that is causing this thing. You go online and see prayers where a pastor will kick the air and a congregation will fall on the floor. They feel like the pastor can just do like this and the cancer will, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, it happens, but that does not negate the part where you go to the hospital and seek help. I'm not saying you should not trust your pastor. I'm not saying you should not trust God. But there is a reason there is a hospital. Imagine if at the time I got diagnosed, I got diagnosed at stage 3. Imagine I was waiting to trust my pastor and trust God, while God has already ordained it that I have to go through the process of the treatment. And then by the time I realize what is happening, it has entered stage 4. We'll now be talking about palliative if they're not able to handle it. What will I tell my people? What will I tell myself? Your pastor is there to guide you. And that's why I like wine, because he creates that room, that space for you to know that you are a human being and that God is here not to do magic. If you want to trust him, you trust him that he will do what he's supposed to do for you, but you have to do your part as a human being. So don't get diagnosed and then sit at home and be waiting for a miracle. It doesn't work that way. That it happened for A does not mean that it will happen for you. Maybe you were meant to go through the treatment. Maybe you were meant to go through the treatment so that you can talk to people about it. Maybe you were meant to go to treatment so that you can have a wake-up call and do what you're supposed to do with your life. Then another question that I usually get from people is about my hair. So they were like, at what point did you decide to cut your hair? So for my hair, in 2012, I went to make my hair one day, and 2 days later I found a patch, like 2 patches actually, one around here, one around here. I lost my hair in those places. I freaked out. I didn't know what alopecia was at that time. I ran back to the person that makes my hair and showed her. She said no, that she didn't see that on my scalp. She has never seen that before. I didn't know what to do. I went to the hospital. The nurse I met there, I don't know if she's a quack nurse. Actually, the nurse was telling me, because of the kind of family you come from, you know, everybody, all your uncles and aunties are rich, so your people are jealous. Dewale said that that's Nigerians with religious obsession. I'm telling you. So the person she was like, people are jealous of you. They're probably trying to attack you through hair loss. So I went to my pastor as at that time, and he looked at it, prayed for me, and told me that it's nothing spiritual. So while I was passing through one pharmacy, I went in there and told her, and the pharmacist was UK trained. So she told me it's called alopecia and told me what to do, and then my hair grew back. So when I got diagnosed and I was told that I would be going on chemotherapy, I knew I would have to lose my hair, and I definitely didn't want to feel the same thing I felt years ago when I first lost my hair for the first time. So I didn't want chemo-induced alopecia. I wanted to cut my hair by myself so I don't notice when I start losing my hair, and that was exactly what I did. When it was getting close to the time I'll go for my treatment, I sat down in my room, used my intimate clipper, and scraped my hair off, because I didn't want to see my hair falling off. I wanted it gone so that when I start losing my hair, I wouldn't notice. And when I started losing my hair, I noticed, but it wasn't very significant. But because by then the hairs were not even up to 1 cm. So, but the way I knew was if I rub my hand on my scalp, I will see hairs in my hand. If I sleep and wake up, I will see hairs in my bed. But for me, it was better off than seeing long hair getting uprooted effortlessly. It was going to traumatize me, and I didn't want to go through that. As you can see now, my hair is growing back, and I noticed that it's growing back better. It's looking like a baby hair. This is not the nature of my hair, but yeah. So that is it about my hair, guys. Please help me and tap on the screen so that TikTok can promote the page. And if you're having difficulty getting anything over, you can come on to YouTube. I'm also live on YouTube. Did you do radiation? Yes, I did radiation. And I also posted about it. Thank you, Gazella. Thank you, Cindy, for joining. Adewale, thank you so much. So I did radiation. Radiation is a treatment for outer. So it's not everybody that gets radiation. If you get diagnosed and the cancer or the lump is deep inside the skin, when they cut out the breasts, it goes with the cancer goes with it. So that you will not need radiation. But if the did you go through targeted therapy? Yes, that's radiation. That's radiation. If the cancer was located somewhere close to your skin, like in my case, one of the lumps was located around here. And because I said I wanted an implant, they needed to do radiotherapy for me to make sure that they kill the cancer cells that are still remaining on the skin. So it depends on where the cancer is located. In my case, the part of one of the lumps was located somewhere here. So I got a radiation from here, like this, and close to my axilla. Does that make sense? So when I say that chemotherapy has its good parts, I'm talking in the essence that chemotherapy changed something about my skin. Yes, I noticed that my skin became clearer. So now, remember I said that chemotherapy kills off, I hope they don't ban me, I keep saying these words. Remember when I said that chemotherapy targets fast replicating cells, and your skin is fast replicating. Thank you, be blessed. And your skin is a fast replicating organ. Its cells are fast replicating. I think that is what happened, because before my treatment, I had a whole lot of black spots all over my face. But as time went on, I noticed that they started disappearing. And since then, my face has been like this. So that is the good part of chemotherapy for me, if you ask me, because it cleared most impurities. Another thing is, I used to have body odor. I developed body odor when I was in secondary school, because I was a boarder, and a very playful one at that. So when others are bathing, I'm playing. Or when others are fetching water to go and bath, I'm playing. We're those people that used to use 1 cup of water to take our bath, do rub and shine. So as a kid, I grew up having body odor, even as an adult, and I've been managing it my own way as an adult. But one thing I've noticed is, since after my treatment, I no longer perceive body odor. I still use my deodorant and all, but there was a time when I started noticing that things changed, including one day that I didn't leave the bed from morning till night till the next day. I didn't perceive anything. I'm like, okay, let me give it. I gave it 2 days without using deodorant, and I didn't perceive anything. So chemotherapy cleared that part for me too. So that's another good part of chemotherapy. So I feel like this gave me a new chance at life. It's kind of gave me a rebirth. That's what I'll call it. Because no more body odor, no more skin impurities. It's now left for me to eat well and healthy, so that I don't lose the skin that I've gotten from chemotherapy. And then another thing I've noticed is the change in my hair texture. And I noticed that it's not just me. Most people that go through chemotherapy come out with their hair looking better. So yeah. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Let me see. It's a lifetime experience you can't forget. No, I'd never forget. No, not this experience. I'll never forget, and I'll never forget all the people that supported me. That's one thing I also took notice of, that this period actually revealed a lot to me about people around me. You know, the people that I didn't even expect so much from came out for me like I've given them my life before. I feel like I'm blessed to have the kind of support I had. Oh, I'm so sorry, Adewale. You put through it. Just keep your faith, because I've seen a lot of people that got to stage 4, that got stage 4 cancer, and were able to beat it. So this situation kind of revealed to me who loves me and who just doesn't give 2 Fs. And I can't say anybody around me doesn't love me. Everybody came out in mass. Both people I've never even met, like people like you on social media, were very supportive. So it was really very enlightening for me. Be Blessed said to start using deodorant, aloe vera deodorant now. Yeah, so I don't use antiperspirant. I use Spice, Old Spice. Old Spice is a better alternative to the other deodorant that has antiperspirant. That's what I use. Then when it comes to bras, I don't wear, at least for now, I've not started wearing regular bras because I still need to go back for surgery. I still need to go back for surgery to reconstruct. It was just one breast that was reconstructed, although I still need another reconstruction for it because the implant I have now is not the implant I'm supposed to have. So I'll get that, and then I'll get a reconstruction for the other breast to make them the same size. So I'll still go back for surgery. Then I can start wearing regular bras. But for now, I still wear mastectomy bras and sports bras. So what I do is, because this breast is now technically, yes, because this breast is now technically smaller than this one, what I do is when I buy a sports bra and it has like all those foam that they put inside, I'll remove the one here because this is a bigger breast and then leave the one there. So when I wear it, the one that still has the foam adds volume to this breast. So this breast kind of tries to match up with the natural one. That's how I manage with my bras for now until I get my complete reconstruction. Hi, thank you, Queen B. How do you keep up with your health? So I've been consuming a whole lot of content on cancer treatment, prevention, and all that, both podcasts, social media, YouTube, reading articles. And I've come to realize that a lot of people are actually beating cancer through food. Cancer thrives in acidic environment, and sugar, from what I read, sugar helps it. So the cancer cells need sugar to live. When a cancer cell has enough glucose to function with, then it keeps growing. But if there is no sugar and your body is alkaline, it will suffocate. There's a way they explained the science behind it, but it's like when you need oxygen to breathe, your actual cells, body cells, need oxygen, right, to survive. But the cancer cells need sugar. They don't need oxygen. They need sugar to survive. So if you stop feeding your body sugar, they die off. Now, our body naturally needs sugar to function, because if you don't take sugar, then you might get hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is you lose strength, you can go into coma. because sugar is what our body thrives on. Now, how you can manage this is to take make sure you eat when you're supposed to eat, because every food has its own glucose, but some foods have glucose in the lowest level of it. I'm not very good when it comes to chemistry, so all those terms I'm not going to be using them. So, but just know that when sugar is broken down to the lowest, I don't know if is it glycemic. Let me not go and embarrass myself. When when sugar is broken down to the lowest level, there are foods like vegetables that have their own sugar that are at that level, so your body don't need to process it too much to use it. But when you take processed sugar goes into your body and gets stored, and then insulin starts taking them small small into your body, and that's when cancer cells are now fed. But if you have the sugars that are used immediately you take them, that's from the vegetables, then you don't have enough to store for cancer cells to use. This is basically how they explained it in that podcast. So technically, if you stay away from taking things like carbohydrates, rice, you can eat rice but don't eat too much of it, yam, processed sugar. If you stay away from these things and start eating more of vegetables, protein food, then your body will start healing itself. There's what they call alkaline food. So I made a recipe ebook on this. If you want to get it, you can check my profile and go and get the alkaline food. This is one of the food that I'm eating. This is what I had for breakfast. This is bell pepper, broccoli. I'm almost done with the food. So onions, eggs. So when you feed on things like this, then the cancer cells don't have anything to thrive on. They start shrinking. Another thing I heard too is to start drinking, what do they call it? Alkaline water. But the machine to produce that is like 3,000 pounds, as I heard. But you can get baking soda, get one, maybe half spoon of baking soda with a glass of water, turn it and drink, to help your body become more and more alkaline, because cancer cannot survive in alkaline state. So what I'm sharing with you is part of the things I have read. So too much fruit is bad because I eat too many of it. Too much fruit is not bad. It's natural sugar. I was saying natural sugar don't need too much, does not need to go through too much processes, like going through for liver to break it down too much for your body to use. So you can take fruits, but things like processed sugar, that white sugar that we buy from the market, is not good. Carbohydrate has a lot of sugar in it, so you avoid them. But sugar from vegetables, sugar from vegetables, sugar from fruits is okay. You can also take warm water and lemon water too also. Yes, I heard about lemon water and warm water and lemon water. Yeah, another thing is the shower stop. But all these things I'm mentioning, don't take them when if you are on chemotherapy. There's no need. If you're on chemotherapy, avoid taking these things I've been mentioning. It's for people that are either before chemotherapy or after chemotherapy. Okay. So Adewale, just stay strong and keep fighting. One thing that helped me during my treatment was my positive mindset. Nothing and nobody can take that away from me. When it comes to being positive mindset, having a positive mindset, Vivian is the queen of it, no matter what I'm going through. So keep a positive mindset. That's one thing that you need to win this battle. I'm happy for you. See, for you to even be here and be commenting, I'm happy for you. So guys, these are most of the frequently asked questions that I've been getting. So let's talk about the Nigerian healthcare system and cancer. See, I know it's not easy. I know it is not easy. Even me, that had my treatments done here, where I had a lot of healthcare support, it wasn't easy for me. Let alone the Nigerian healthcare system and cancer. I don't know what we can do, but I tell you, at some point, we'll figure it out. Because tell me why somebody will be going through cancer. They are not just bothered about the cancer, they're bothered about the money to go through the treatments. I know how many DMs I get every day saying, Vivian, my mom has been diagnosed with cancer, we don't have money. I've been diagnosed with cancer, I don't have money. And I don't know, how many people do you want to help? How many people can you help? The donation I got when I was going through treatment, I gave I gave 2 people on WhatsApp. I gave 3 people from Instagram. I tried to share the money to some people that needed it, but I know it was peanut I gave them. But still, I tried to share. Imagine now that I'm done with treatment and I'm still getting that request, when there is actually so many bills already on my neck. How many people can I help? I don't know what we can do. But the problem is, we have to help ourselves before we even rely on hospital. To help ourselves, I think the easiest way, can you fluid build up after surgery. So I think the best way is to try to do whatever we can do to prevent it even before it occurs, because prevention, like they say, is better than cure. Now, let me talk about this person said, I lost my cousin to breast cancer in Nigeria because of fluid buildup after surgery. There is a gap in the knowledge when it comes to breast cancer. As far as I'm concerned, I know there is an Adewale, I'm so sorry. I know that it's not easy in Nigeria. I know there's an oncology school in Nigeria, right? But I still feel like there's a knowledge gap there. Because if somebody went through surgery for breast, then they usually are supposed to have like a drain attached to it. But I've seen somebody that wasn't even given a drain. After surgery, there will be fluid around that area. And if it doesn't have a pathway to get drained, it's going to build up in the body. I don't know how somebody will put somebody else through surgery and not give a space where the fluid, even somebody that is not in medical field will know that there is fluid build up. Even when you have common blisters, there is fluid inside. Our body is made up of 60% of fluid. And then someone will go through surgery and there is no way for the fluid to go out. It will lead to complications. So we don't have the knowledge. There is knowledge gap, and then there is the lack of support. Even Ghana supports themselves more than Nigerians can more than the Nigerian government can. Kenya supports its citizens, but not Nigeria. Instead, Nigeria will sack you from job. It's really unfortunate. Sometimes I think about it and I wonder how people are going through this whole stuff. That's another problem. When people get diagnosed with breast cancer or any kind of cancer, they keep to themselves. They don't want to share what they're going through. Because listen, before I even started sharing it, I had the same issue with sharing. I think at some point there's this girl I had an issue with in School of Nursing. So when this was happening and people started knowing, I thought to myself, this girl will now say, God have catch me, or that the devil have catch me. Or the people that I have offended will say, it's because she did this to me, that's why she got cancer. But you have to understand that nobody has the power to do anything to you. That's my case now. I lost my government job because of chemotherapy treatment. I'm so sorry, Zulia. I know, that's what happens. So nobody has the right to say that because of them something negative came to you. It's a lie. It's not about somebody else. As far as I'm concerned, to me, the cancer was about me. It was about me because I checked my life before the point I got diagnosed. It was like I've been existing. There hasn't been like an actual purpose. So maybe I needed something to trigger me because now I now had to wake up and go to the hospital and find a way to solve the problem, which was cancer treatment. And then going through it too kind of led me through a spiritual awakening too, to realize that I can't function alone. I need God. So my treatment, the diagnosis had nothing to do with anybody else but myself. We need to get to that point where we know that what we are going through in our life is about us. There's no need to hold things inside. If your enemy think it's because of them that what you're going through, they're probably going through worse. Let me tell you, every one of us has our own cancer. It doesn't have to be breast cancer. It doesn't have to be colon cancer. It doesn't even have to be physical cancer. Some people are going through their own cancer in marriage. Their marriage, go, is their own cancer. Some people, their financial status is their own cancer. Some people, the family they were born into is their own cancer. All of us are going through it. So never think that anybody would think it's because of what you did to them or it's because of them, because they prayed. Some people will say, I went naked in the middle of the night and prayed, and then the next day the person became sick. It's a lie. Your prayer did not do anything. Because first of all, we don't even understand the concept of God, our interaction with God. Because most times we think God is a different entity and we are different. So we tell him, God, come and do something, when you're supposed to be functioning from a God stance because you are part of God yourself. So if you don't even understand where you stand with God, your midnight curse on somebody else cannot work. People don't open mouth because of the stigma in Nigeria. I understand it, but this is not the first stigma that we are facing. Remember, there was a stigma around menstruation, but now people can now talk about menstruation. So if we don't start talking about it, how is the stigma going to stop? Now that everybody knows that I have breast cancer, what does it change? Instead, it removes the people that are not supposed to be in my life. I know somebody that we're no longer good, and I can almost guarantee it's because I mentioned online that I had breast cancer. This person didn't want me to mention it, but I mentioned it, and I feel like this person can't stand me being associated to him. So we're not in good terms anymore. Well, I don't care. I don't care. If people do not like you because you're going through something in your life, they're not supposed to be in your life. Zulia said, people see those with cancer as someone that is dying. It's true. Use it to your advantage. At least if they know that you're dying, then it means that when you ask for favor, they will do it because you will no longer be there. So use it to your advantage. That was what I did. It wasn't so much, but when I got that vibe that this person is looking at me out of pity, I make a request, and I got a lot of free food during that time. So use it to your advantage. If they think you're about to go, use it to your advantage. Ask for something, they will not refuse, because nobody wants to treat somebody that is gone bad. They don't want to think and say, when she was alive, or she asked me for this thing, I know. So use it to your advantage until we get to that point where we know that cancer is treatable, cancer is manageable. Some people are living with cancer for years and living healthier than people that don't even have it. Do I look like Even when I was going through active treatment, I never looked like it. Now I'm going through adjuvant treatment where I have to take tablets. I've not even taken my morning tablets. Where I have to take tablets every day for 5 years. These tablets, I'm telling you, the side effects are nausea, vomiting, purging. I have to run to the toilet every minute. I still manage to go to work. But do I look like it? I even look better than some people that are going through it. If you see me, you can't know that I'm battling cancer. And they were like, these people, they feel like if you're going through cancer, then you have to look lean and look like your life is gone. Some of us look way better than the people that are not even going through it. So if they think you're about to go, simple. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage so that you have a better, smooth sailing. There's a reason you're going through what you're going through. If you can use it now, you use it. If somebody thinks that you're about to go, ask them for something. Let it go and hunt them. Let them find a way to do it and give it to you. So that tomorrow, when you are no longer here, they will not be guilt-tripping themselves that, she asked me for this thing and I did not give you. That's the best way to handle it, because you cannot be carrying the burden of going through treatment and be carrying the burden of somebody else thinking that you're about to go. The only people I care about what they think, whether I'm going to go or not, are my siblings. And the moment I was able to convince them that this is not unto, that's it. And anybody else that think I'm about to go, please help me. I need help. Because if I didn't even ask for that help, I don't think I would have managed through my treatment. I appreciate those that helped me, but I know that there are people that helped me because they thought I was going to go, not because they think I need the help. People need to be educated more about cancer. It's not killing more than the cancer itself. We need to stop caring about what people think. We need to stop caring about, because I feel like it has the power to buy somebody. The stigma has the power to buy somebody if you care too much about what somebody's saying. Likewise, me, when I tell people about my case, they don't believe until they see my hair and so let's stop caring about the stigma. What is the stigma? Stigma is other people's opinion, how people react to us. And I do not think, guys, give me 1 minute. So is it delivery? So I don't think anybody will say, because you're about to go, I'll not talk to you again, or don't come to my house, or blah blah blah. It is more about pity. How can I help? This one, she's about to go, she's about to do this, so let's do this for her. That's what stigma is about when it comes to this particular case. So use the pity. That's what I'm saying, because nobody really cares. Even the people, let me tell you, even the people around you that you think they actually care, most of them care about their own conscience, not you. So why are you waiting for people's care? Don't wait for their care. What you should be focusing on is, if they actually even pity you, then use it to your advantage. But don't say, I really need them to care, because most times people don't care about you. They care about their own conscience. They want to make sure that tomorrow they are not burdened with, when she needed my help, I did not help. Most times that's what it is. It's not about you. You're not too special. So don't care about what people are saying. I feel like I've answered most of the questions that I had, and some of your questions. So I'm going to be ending the live soon. But what I'm going to tell you is this: if you're going through treatment, or you know somebody that is going through treatment, try your best to make it easier for yourself or for that person. If you have someone that you can ask to help you make food, I had amazing people that supported me with food so that I didn't have to bother with cooking, right? If you have people that are willing to help you do something, accept the help. Don't reject it, because not everyone is going through what you're going through. So what you're going through is a huge task on its own. Let people help you. Then when it comes to the treatment, do the little you can and follow it up with prayers until we actually have a solution in Nigeria. Because I don't know what is going on. The worst is happening now. They have withdrawn funding for HIV. That's another wahala that is going to burst. So I don't know how we're going to be able to manage, but God will come through for us. I thought I should share some of these frequently asked questions, and we might have another session very soon if I get more questions. I'll also make it public so that you guys know to join in. And if you'd like to join the live as a guest, you let me know ahead of time too, so that you'll be invited. Okay, thank you so much, Adewale. You've been very supportive, and I pray that God helps you throughout your treatment in Jesus' name. And Zulia, I pray the same for you. You guys will come out stronger than you went in. And if you need to, not even if you need to, if you ask me, I will say start talking about your journey, because let me tell you, it has happened. It has happened. Nobody can take away that experience from you. But how you use it to impact is like my pastor talked about the people, the talents, right? The one that was given 5 talents, one that was given 2 talents, one that was given 1 talent. The one that was given 1 talent went and hid the talent. Others used their own to produce something. What you're going through now, not everybody can go through it and survive. So how about you use this opportunity to tell people, make impact in people's lives? And there's something about it. When you give to the universe, it pays you back. Because the only reason I got the support I got, thank you, Tessie. The only reason I got the support I got when I was going through active treatment was because I was sharing my journey. And the reason I shared my journey was because there was not enough people sharing what goes on behind the scenes of someone going through breast cancer. We usually see this person has cancer and that's it. We don't know how they are managing. We don't know what they are going through. And I wanted to share that so that people will see. That was why I was sharing. So there is an experience that you're having that we have no idea about. But if you share it, we will know, we will learn. Okay, I'll check your page. If you share it, we will know, we will learn, people will see, and then good things can come from there. It was during my active treatment that I got the brand partnership I got, that I did a modeling shoot for breast cancer. And at that time, I didn't have money to pay my rent that month. And that money they gave me, £800, was for my rent. My rent was $750. That was even before I mentioned that I needed help online. So if you give to the universe, it gives you back. If you share your journey, you are not embarrassing yourself. You are a human being. All of us can have a headache. All of us can have HIV. All of us can have cancer. All of us can have even normal fever. All of them are sicknesses. Some of them are just symptoms to an actual disease that we have no idea. As long as you did not cause your problem, why are you hiding it? Because of what people will say. So because of waiting stranger go talk. A thunder fire stranger. So if you ask me, I'll say share your journey. It will help you. It will help your people around you, and it will also make you. It will help you make more impact in your life. We'll come on live again. I'll announce it when next we can come on live. I have night duty today and I have grocery shopping to do. So I'm going to go off now. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the live. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Hang in there if you're going through treatment, okay? Hang in there. See it through if you can. Because I know it's not easy. See it through if you can. And God's willing, you will come out a winner. Bye, guys. Don't know how to end this life again. Voila. Jovis, do you need some food? No, thank you so much. I don't need food.